up, you guys? My name is Skyla, the stylist. I am located here in Virginia Beach, and I am just here to give you some information on your hair journey that is hopefully helpful, okay? So right now we're gonna do 5 of the clients that I'll never book again. Now, when I say never book again, like, I say never, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there are some situations where I'll be like, okay, but it's a blue moon. Okay, starting with number 1, negotiating clients or clients that immediately want discounts. Go over there. Go that way. Get away from me, okay? I understand wanting discounts. Don't get me wrong, because I've now come into the point of my life where when I go into a store, I will ask them like, hey, do y'all got a military discount? What kind of discounts do y'all have? Is there any way I can get a discount? I do that all the time because I realize that most people will say, yeah, sure. But I don't like those type of clients. It's not fair. But if you're asking me for discounts, that already lets me know that you're probably not able to afford my services for the long term. Okay. And that's the difference that I feel between like when I go into big corporations. Like I was in Old Navy the other day trying to figure out if they had a discount. It's Old Navy. It's a large brand. And I don't have to establish a relationship with Old Navy to come see them again. The only relationship I have to establish with them is signing up for their emails and becoming a member, and that's not personal. But as a hairstylist, me being a small business owner, me being a solopreneur, me being solo ran, I don't like those type of clients. And I will say that it's a red flag when you come out the gate like, do I gotta pay full price? What if I'm only getting half my head done? Is that still the same price? What if I take this off? Is that gonna lower? Ma'am, the prices are listed on the website. This is not a negotiation. We're not negotiating here. So if somebody comes to me and they want to negotiate a price or they're wanting discounts, just know that it's a red flag from me. And I want you to go down to Hair Cuttery and negotiate the prices with them. No shade to Hair Cuttery because I used to work at Hair Cuttery, by the way. Maybe I should do a video on all the places that I've worked as a hairstylist. I'll do that next. Okay, clients that talk about other hairstylists. Just know that I will always be on the hairstylist side. And I don't mean that I always think that they're right. I just mean that I'm going to try to figure out what this hairstylist was thinking when she did that. I'm not going to be on the side that says, she did that. She must, yeah, okay, yeah, she's a bad person. She did, I'll listen to you and I'll be like, I can understand, or yeah, that wasn't the greatest decision. But I'm not gonna go against another hairstylist because I know how it is. I don't know where this hairstylist is at on her hair stylist journey. She could be in the beginning. She could be an experienced stylist who just was tired. She could be a hairstylist who got in over her head. She could be a hairstylist who was dealing with you and you was aggravating her and she just was like, you know what, I don't even care no more. I do not like when hairstylists come to me gossiping about other hairstylists. Now, if you come to me, like a recent client came to me and she was like, I don't want to say anything bad about her. She did the best she could. I don't have anything bad to say about her. I just don't like the way she did my hair. What's bad about that? That's the truth. I mean, me and you are in agreement here. But that same client that I had was extremely picky about her hair and she knew that. So I'm like, if you know that you're extremely picky about your hair, then you probably are going to have an experience that is not the greatest because you are specific. And so you have to find your hairstylist who's going to meet your needs. Right. And so there got to a point in a couple of points in the service where I was telling her, no, I agree with her. No, I see what she did there. I see why she did that. And so just a quick example, like she gave this lady eye tips and the lady had a whole lot of hair. Not more than I've ever seen. I've seen people who have a lot more hair than this lady. She's a white woman, but I know plenty of clients who got way more hair than this lady, and please. But she did have a considerable amount of hair. And so she was telling me that this lady wanted you to use 100 tips and, dead set on using 100. And then when she did big parts. And so I'm like, oh, I got it. I know what happened here. You have a lot of hair. So she thought that she didn't have to use as much hair. And so when she's getting into it, I can tell from her parting, she started off strong. And then in the end, she's like, oh, I got to find a way to get all of these pieces in. I don't have any more hair. And so I know why she did what she did. And, there's just different things in the service that I'm like, oh, I get what she was thinking when she did that. But I'm not about to go on this long journey of you talking about another hairstylist. I'm not about to go on this long journey of you talking about another hairstylist because I don't know where this girl's at in her journey. I've even tried to offer my services a couple of times to other hairstylists who messed up really bad. And I say, have this girl call me, tell her to give me a call, and I'll give her a free lesson if she wants. None have ever responded. Not a one. They never respond. And it's like, no, I mean that. Like, give me her information so I can hit her up and say, hey girl, you messed up on this girl's color. Do you want to do a class with me? It's free. I'll do it for free. Come watch me. Never once has anybody ever taken up my offer to do that. So anyways, if you're speaking badly about another hairstylist, you know what I'm thinking is that you're going to do the same to me. So yeah. All right. Number 3 is friends and family. My mama ain't got her hair done by me in 8 years, but it's not intentional. It's just because I be telling my mom, you need to just put yourself on my books, okay? You just randomly running around the house talking about, I want you to do my hair. Girl, when? Just tell me when, because I need to prepare for the service and I need to get what we need to get and move down the road. But come on, mom, you're gonna have to at least get on the books. I'm ashamed. It's terrible. And I feel bad about it. It's a terrible thing. But outside of my mom, I always say, make your list of the people that you will do their hair no matter what from your family. Meaning, if you have sisters, if you have a close cousin, if you have a mom, if you have an aunt, whatever you have to where you like them, I'm going to do their hair for free. You need to make that list in the beginning of your journey, and you need to never stray away from that. My list is very short. I don't got no sisters. I have one aunt on my mom's side and a lot on the other side who don't live nowhere near me. And the list is very short. It's my mom. That's it. If you want your hair done by me, you have to be my mom to get it done for free. Other than that, there's nobody else who's on my list. And that is because clients who are family, it just doesn't work out. And I don't know why it is. I think it's because they automatically don't take you serious as a business. They're going to be like the worst client you ever had because they're not taking you for real. So they're not going to listen to you when you say, like my aunt has, she never wanted to be my client. Actually, she wanted wigs, but my aunt, was showing me her hair and I'm like, there's nothing that I can do for you. I don't specialize in hair loss clients at the moment. I would love to one day, but I don't specialize in it. There's nothing that I can do for you. And so if I were to do your lace front and you didn't like it, like I got to hear that from you again. I'm possibly got to redo it. Like I'm dedicated to you now forever. And so it just doesn't work out. I found with friends and family. There was a cousin who I did her hair years ago and I messed up so bad. I did her sew-in and I just wasn't that great at doing a sew-in. I should probably reach out to her and say, girl, if you ever want your hair done again, I've gotten so much better and I would love to do your hair for free. Those are situations that I would do. But other than that, it just do not work out. I can't remember everything that happened in that service, but I remember being so like embarrassed and I just had to like leave it alone because I was just like, oh, I wasn't that good at doing hair yet, I guess. I don't know. But friends and family, the answer is no. Love y'all to death, but thank God I don't live nowhere near my family, so nobody ever really asks me. It just it's different. I don't know I can't really explain it. I just won't do their hair. This one is an obvious one. This is an obvious one. It is clients who have done a chargeback. Listen, you will never hear from me again. You're blocked forever. I have so many chargeback stories. Not a lot, but I do have some chargeback stories. And the most recent one that I had, the most recent interesting one that I had. This is a long story. Oh, but I'm not going to tell it. I'm going to be really quick. This girl came in and I just knew something was off because for one, she's not my normal clientele. Like when people walk in, like let's say somebody books with me right now, they're a new client. I almost know what they look like. I almost know how they behave before I ever come to meet them because just the way that my site is set up and who I'm marketing to, those are the people that I attract. And so this girl was not somebody that I would consider somebody that would be on my list. And I don't even mean it in like, however you're thinking. I don't mean it like the girl was ghetto or the girl was like, it's not even that. I just did not fit the description of somebody that I would do their hair for. And so when people come in like that, I always am like, well, what do you do for work? Where are you from? Because I want to know more information. How'd you find me? And I don't remember how this girl found me. But what I do know is that there were some things that I did on my end that I didn't feel like were the absolute best that day. I'm not always 100%. But for how she behaved and what she did after that, I was like, this is just horrible. But she was mad that I cut the wefts on her hair. And in my sew-ins, clients don't ask me that no more. And so how I do my sew-ins is I do cut the weft. I do know how not to cut the weft as well. But 9 times out of 10, if you have a lot of hair, I'm gonna cut it so that it helps eliminate the bulk. That doesn't mean that I don't know how to not do your hair without cutting the wefts, but for the most part, I cut them. And also for this top section up here or the front section, I cut the wefts so it can be flat. But everything up in here, I can kind of not cut the track. And that's usually not a problem for my clients. I hate to say it, but this is just my thought process on it. I think the clients who don't care about that are the clients who don't care about spending a bag on a bundle. Like, I don't care if you cut them, girl, I'm finna buy something 6 months, you know what I mean? But if that's your last dollar, you're like, girl, do not cut these bundles. That's not my clients. They don't never complain about that. I haven't got to complain about that in 4 years, you know? And so she was upset. I had gotten to this point of the sew-in, which means I got less than half of a bundle to go. And she's like, are you cutting my hair? And I was like, girl, yes, I cut the bundles. And she's like, I don't like when people cut the bundles. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. She said, I wish you would have known that. I wish you would have told me that you were cutting the bundles. And I'm like, I wish you would have told me that you didn't want them cut. We both in the same position, friend. So she got really quiet after that. And I'm like, oh, she's scheming. She's plotting. Then she's like, hey, can I go to the bathroom? I already know what that means. You go into the bathroom, you got to go look at your hair, girl. I know what's going on. Whole time she was recording for a YouTube video. She asked me at the beginning of the service if she could record. Every now and then I get a micro influencer who wants to record. The crazy thing about it is the big influencers, they don't be wanting to record. They don't be wanting to record. Sometimes I pull out that camera, they don't even want to be seen. You know what I mean? But the micro influencers like, can I record? And I'm always like, sure. It doesn't bother me because I know I'm going to do the service to the best of my abilities. And, that's all that I can do. So if like anything goes awry, it's okay. I'm okay with that. But I said yes. She recorded. She ended up making a video about the service. But before I knew that, she's upset, texting me, I don't like my hair after she leaves. And then the next day it was a whole thing with the bundles and buying the bundles and me cutting the bundles and all this stuff. And it was weird. And I just had to stand true on what I said, which was like, she wanted to return the bundles. And I'm like, friend, they're in your head right now. Do you want me to take the sew-in down? No, I think I should only have to pay half price. Well, girl, not walking around with the bundles and the sew-in in your head. We got to work something out. She didn't want to work it out. I ended up telling her, I think I ended up saying like, you know what, let's just do half because I really just don't. This was your first experience with me, and I hate that it's been so terrible. I'm just trying to compromise. Just let me give you half back. And she never responded probably because what she knew she had already did, which was deny the charge with the bank. And she did it, and I had all my proof. I keep all of my proof. And so that chargeback was dropped. I was able to get all my money. But with that situation, that was a purchase that was made through my Shopify account. So they did suspend me for a couple of months. And while I was suspended, I wasn't making the money from selling the hair at the moment. And so I wasn't even able to pay for my website anymore. It's only like $39, but I try not to mix up my funds. And so I wasn't even able to pay for the website. So the website ended up getting taken down. And then on my other Shopify account, they were like, you can still sell on here. I'm like, well, I don't even care anymore. But I won the charge back and that was like $400, $500. But anyway, how did I get off on this tangent, guys? Oh, yeah, she'll never be able to book me ever again. I got running out of mouth. I don't even know if I explained the part of her making the YouTube video about me. Girl, you posted Instagram pictures of yourself. I go screenshot that. I go to the YouTube page. I go to her YouTube page. And on the YouTube page is her experience. And on the YouTube page is also her getting to the car like, oh my God, I love my hair. I just, I feel so brand new. Da, 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 da. And then at the end of the video, she kind of says, well, you know, I wasn't really happy about the fact that she cut my tracks. And I think that she was just trying to get me to come back to her, which isn't true. It's just not true. Girl, the door is revolving, like, please. But she gave me all the evidence that I needed to submit to my merchant to get my money back. And so you'll never be able to book with me again, my love. Of course, that goes without being said, right? People who have done chargebacks on you. I would think I don't need to say this, but I know that I do because I have hairstylist friends who go through some things with their clients. And I'm trying to tell you, it's like a relationship. If you're allowing somebody to do that to you once, they're going to do it again and again and again. And you might run into a situation where they're doing it and they're telling their homegirls that they're doing it. And then the homegirls are going to jump in and everybody's going to be trying to get a free service from you. Like, no, stop the door. Stop. I had to tell a client recently, listen, no, we're done here. Don't ever come back. I never want to see you again. And I usually don't talk to clients like that, but I never want to see this lady ever again. She was so weird. I think the lady was a witch, but that's neither here nor there. All right. So last but surely not least are my relaxed clients. My clients who get relaxers. Now, here's the thing. Do I do relaxers? Yes. Will I do them? On a blue moon. A client just recently asked me if she could refer her friend who gets relaxers to come in. Yes, you know, you'll be the one relaxer that I do twice a year. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. But the reason why I don't do the relaxed clients anymore is because relaxed clients don't listen to me. They don't listen. Relaxed clients do what they want to do. And you know why that is? Relaxed clients are obsessed with their hair being straight, and I get it. And so when that little nap pop up, they be like, oh no, let me go book a service. I can't get in until next week. Oh no, girl, I got a vacation. I got a cruise this weekend. And I'm not able to get in until next week. You know what I'm about to do? I'm about to go to Walgreens, give me a relaxer. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to go to the beauty supply store, give me a relaxer, and then I'm about to put it in myself. Cool. But when you come in, when you're actually able to sit your buns in my chair again, and you come to sit down and I can see this mess that you did to yourself, and you're either one, wanting to blame me, or two, wanting to be upset about the condition of your hair, I'm tired. Relaxed clients do not listen. And good Lord, I remember one experience I had where this relaxer was dead set on, you can relax my hair and color it at the same time. And so I did it like a fool. And I saw some of her hair coming out in the sink when I was shampooing it out. I said, oh my God, why did I listen to this lady? She don't got nair cosmetology license. She ain't did nothing but her own hair. Sweet lady. I actually wish I remember her name so I could reach out to her. I mean, sweet lady. So funny, so kind. Her daughter was beautiful, dark-skinned girl. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. I don't know. That lady, I think she gave me like $100 tip one year for Christmas. And outside of that, she just was a really nice lady. And I just thought about her. So, but yeah, don't listen to them clients. Listen to yourself. You're the professional. Do what you need to do. And so relaxed clients are not people that I market to anymore. I don't show on my website that I even do it. They don't even know I do it. You got to ask somebody to know whether or not I do relaxed clients, because they can be the worst and they don't listen. And I don't like the tail end. I don't like being the fall guy for you not listening to me about relaxers. So I just don't do them anymore. Now, this list is a list, but obviously there are circumstances where I do kind of bend the rules, because as a hairstylist, you do have to start thinking like, okay, how can I appease the customer? Now, this is a bonus. And it's not 100%, right? But I don't do new clients who are requesting color services, permanent color services. I don't do them anymore. I haven't figured out a system that works for me. And I had to really sit down and analyze what it is that I'm offering, how I'm offering, and why I'm offering, and what my goals are. And when I sat down and did that, I said, I love coloring. It can be very, very gratifying, satisfying when you're doing it, to see somebody color turn. It's just so satisfying. And it's very hard, and you have to think, and you have to focus, and you have to plan out your whole day, and you have to see what their hair color was like back in the day. Have they had color now? Are they going to take care of it? What products should I use? Should I add in treatment pre, post, during? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot that you have to figure out, and the price tag is up there. But I realized, like, this is not on your list of this is not in alignment with where you're trying to go anyways. Can you do it? Yes. Should I stay on top of it? Should I still continue to do my classes? Should I still continue to do things that are helping me learn and grow with color so that I don't get raggedy? Yes, I still stay up to date, because Just because you're not a new client doesn't mean that I don't do color. I still do color on my clients that I have already because they trust me and I trust them. And so it's just a lot easier for me to do their color because I can be real with them. They already trust me. So if you're coming to me and you just did the rinse last week and you're wanting to go blonde, I can say, friend, it's not gonna happen. Holler at me next year, or maybe we can consider it after the summer in the fall if you wanna chop off all your hair first. Or I'll just tell my client straight up. Shout out to Nicole. I tell her straight up, do you want your hair to fall out? Just tell me. You don't want no more hair? Because if you don't, then let's just go ahead and slap this bleach on top of this rinse. If it don't matter to you, I can tell you that. But if you're a new client, you don't want me to talk to you like that. If you're a new client, you don't really believe that I'm telling you the truth. You like, oh girl, I think she's cut my tracks because she want me to come back to you. Not. You know what I mean? Like, you don't believe me. You don't trust me yet. And so I don't even want to go through that process. Or when people come in off the streets, like a walk-in, and they're a new client and they're wanting to get their hair done, I have to educate you first. They usually don't come to you with virgin hair that is healthy and say, I want their hair color. That is 8 times out of 10, they're not going to come to you with that. They're going to come to you because they're going through a change. Something just happened in their life that is big and they're wanting to change their hair color. They're going through, hair loss. And so, can you color my hair this way? Or, I just want to do something different in my life, but then their expectations are different. They're showing you the picture of what they want. And ma'am, you don't even have that type of hair. And when you're looking at this picture, you're looking at this girl with this voluminous red and copper tones, and her hair is all down her back, and you have a teaspoon of hair. Yeah, we can dye it red and copper, but it ain't gonna look like that. And so you don't believe me. You're coming in off the street, you don't believe me. And so then it becomes a point when I'm like, oh, I gotta look at my goals. I gotta see if this is in alignment with what I'm trying to do. I have to take off a whole day, so now I gotta charge you X amount. Then it's a high ticket service. Color doesn't always turn out the way you want it to. Sometimes it's a 2-step process. And then now we didn't get the desired result from day one. Now you hate my guts because you paid $600 on a color service, a treatment service, a trim, a silk press, and a styling, plus some tape ends in the back, and you paid that amount and I didn't get to the color that you asked for. You hate my guts. And you're gonna let everybody know. And I just think it's too much to risk. Like, you know what? I don't even remember the last color service I did, but the very last one I said, don't worry about me no more. This is taxing. I feel exhausted after the service. I don't even think it's worth the money after this. Keep your money. Don't worry about it. I'll find another way to get to the bag. It ain't gonna be that way. So color is something that I just do not, a client that'll never be able to book with me again. But if you are an existing client, yes, I will do your color because they trust me and they listen and these are clients that will never be able to book with me again. I'm sure that you have your list. And if you don't have one yet, that means that you just started out doing hair. Because if you've been doing hair long enough, you start to exile people like, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not doing that. Nope, I'm not going to do that no more. So, and I believe that you should keep your list firm. Go ahead and keep the list strong and hold it to your heart. And when people call you up and they say, and they're a new client wanting color and you know you don't do that no more, you go ahead and practice your nose in the mirror. You look in that mirror and you tell yourself, no, I'm not offering color no more. No, I'm not doing relaxing. No. Get used to saying no so that it can help you out in the long run. Other than that, I hope that you enjoyed this conversation, and I know that you have your list of clients that you will no longer book anymore, and so share those with me. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube page because I'm gonna have more for you. And go ahead and find me on those other platforms. My TikTok is a little bare right now, but I'm getting back into it. My Instagram is still popping, and I do have a Facebook as well. I hope to see you next time.